Hi, this is Hope and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make this very easy and simple little baby beanie. This pattern right here is for ages newborn to 3 months, and I have included a chart on the sizing for any other sizes that you want to do, whether it's 3 to 6 months, a toddler size, or even an adult. And it's super easy. You will just need your measuring tape if you want to do it in a larger size or a smaller size, like for a preemie, or if you are going to be using a smaller yarn and a smaller hook. So for this specific size, I will be telling you the steps and the stitch count, but for other sizes, all you'll need is to just do these steps, but measure your work in order to get the size that you need. So the yarn that I'm using is Caron Simply Soft, and it's number 4 medium weight yarn, and I'm going to be using a 5mm hook. And the yarn that I have is just some yarn that I had left over, and it's perfect for this newborn size because if you do have some balls of yarn that you have left over, you really don't need much yarn for this specific project. This specific hat right here I did in half double crochet stitches, but of course you can do them in single crochet or double crochet if you like. If you will be doing that, again, you're going to have to measure in order to get the correct crown measurement and the length measurement. So for the purposes of this video, I will be showing you this pattern in the half double crochet. So let us begin. Begin by making a magic circle. If you don't know how to make a magic circle, you can check out a video that I made before on how to make a circle with the magic circle method, or just watch closely how I'm going to do it here. I will include a link down below for that specific video. But a magic circle isn't really that hard to make. All you need to do is just take the end of your yarn, wrap it around your 2 fingers, and then pull out some of the yarn through that loop. Then make a chain 1 to secure your loop, and now you're ready to crochet. So begin by crocheting 7 half double crochet into the middle of the circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now just take the end of your yarn right here and pull to tighten that circle, and we can now slip stitch into the top of our very first half double crochet to join our circle. So the beginning part of the hat, the crown area, we're going to be doing 6 rows, and you can just watch any of the circle videos that I have made, but this one is, with doing the magic circle first. So you can just watch that video on how to do that. And we did 7 half double crochet into our magic circle, so the rest of our circle is going to be in multiples of 7, so each row will increase by 7. And in order to do that, our second row right now will have 2 half double crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to do chain 1, pull up, and do 2 half double crochet into that very same stitch, and then 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, 2 in the next, and I will continue with 2 half double crochet all the way around in each of the 7 stitches for a total of 14 stitches. So 13 and 14. and slip stitch into the top of your first half double crochet that you made. Now we will go on to row 3, and here again our row will increase by 7 stitches, but instead of doing 2 half double crochet in each stitch around, we're going to do a pattern of 1 half double crochet in one stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, and we will do that all the way around. So chain 1 and do 1 half double crochet into that same stitch, and into the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochet. Now we're going to do 1 half double crochet, and now 2 half double crochet. So we will end this row with a total of 21 half double crochet. Now slip stitch to join at the top of our first half double crochet. Now on to the 4th row. Again, we will increase by 7 and chain 1, half double crochet into the first stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch, and 2 half double crochet into the following stitch. So again, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet. And if you can see, the pattern that is happening here is basically into the first, when we just began with our 7, it would be as if you did 1 in each stitch. Then in our 2nd row we did 2 in each stitch. In our 3rd row we did 1 and then 2, 1, 2. Now we're doing 1 in the next 2 and 2, 1 in the next 2 and 2. So in the following it'll be 3 half double crochet between your 2 half double crochet stitch. And that is the pattern that is going to happen for any size of the crown area. Each row is going to increase by 1 stitch between each of the 2 half double crochet that you're going to be making in that row. So let's just continue with the pattern. So 1 half double crochet into the next 2, 2 half double crochet into the next, 1 half double crochet into the next 2, 2 half double crochet into the next. So in this row we're going to end with 28 chains, or 28 half double crochet stitches. So here we have 27 and 28. And slip stitch to join at the top of your very first half double crochet. So continue on this pattern for 2 more rows, and then I will come back and show you what to do next. Alright, I have come to the end of my 6th row, and I am going into my last stitch, and I'm doing stitches 41 and 42. And now I will slip stitch to join. So the crown for this size is going to be 6 rows, multiple of 7, so you should end up with 42 half double crochet all the way around by the time that you get to the end of your 6th row. So a newborn crown should measure between 3.5 inches and 5 inches. This one right here is approximately 4, and in my experience this one is actually perfect. So that is how I decided that I wanted to stop here, because every time that I did up to 5 inches, it just seemed too loose for me. Like up to 5 inches would probably be good for 3 months, but the hats themselves are able to slightly stretch, so it'll be snug and won't slip onto the baby's eyes. Of course, it is up to you. I mean, you can just look at the chart and decide for yourself. So anyway, the crown should be 3.5 inches to 5 inches. So mine is 4. So that is when I will stop doing my increases, and I will just continue doing my half double crochet into each stitch around and not increasing. I'm not going to do that 2 double crochet anymore. And so basically for the rest of the hat, I'm going to have 42 chains, and I will be doing this for a total of 9 rows. So chain 1 and half double crochet into that same stitch, and then continue doing 1 half double crochet into each stitch around until you get to the beginning of the row, all the way back around to your first half double crochet, and then you will just slip stitch into the top, chain 1, half double crochet into that very same stitch, and then continue doing your half double crochet. So if it'll make it a lot easier for you, once you begin this row, you can put a stitch marker into that first half double crochet so you know where you started doing your half double crochet, and then continue on so that you can easily count your 9 rows. So here I did my first half double crochet row, that is 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I will continue on for 8 more rows. So continue on to do that, and then I will come back and show you how to finish this off. Alright, so I have just finished my last half double crochet of my last row, and now I will slip stitch into my first half double crochet of the row to join. I will do a chain 1 and cut off a piece of the yarn, and then pull out the yarn with my hook and tighten. Now take your tapestry needle and weave your needle through the loops. You can do it straight across, you can weave it through in different paths. I like to do it not completely straight across because it's more secure, it's less likely to slip out during laundry. Then I like to put my yarn through the eye of the needle after I have weaved my needle through, and then pull the yarn out. Once you stretch out your project, your yarn will adjust, and once that has happened, you can snip it off what's left as close to the project as possible without actually cutting any of your loops. And here we have completed a newborn to 3 months size baby hat. Another option you have is to make a stripe. All you have to do is, once you have done your crown and you have started your around and around half double crochet in each row, you will need to do 5 rows of the half double crochet in each row, and that's when you will do your color change for the next 2 rows and then go back to your original color for the last 2 rows. So if you want to do one like this with a stripe at the bottom, so this one right here, I have completed 5 rows, and here I would do a slip stitch, but instead of slip stitching it right now, I'm going to take my next color that I want for my stripe, and I'm going to slip stitch together with that new color. So I will put my hook in through the top loop of my very first half double crochet in that row, and then I will take the end of my yarn, attach my hook, pull through that half double crochet, and then pull through that loop. Tighten the original color, and then double knot with the end of your new color and the original color to secure. And you can snip off the first color now and set it aside. And now I'm going to begin just like before, chain 1, half double crochet into the very first stitch, and then continue on with 1 half double crochet in each stitch around for this row and the next row. So there will be 2 rows of this new color. Of course, if you want 1 color, that's fine. Or sorry, if you want 1 row, that's completely fine. Or if you want to do, for example, new color in 1 row, then go back to the original color for 1 row, and then go back to the second color for 1 row, or do a 3rd color. You know, just go crazy, be creative. You can also embellish this one with the stripe. You can either make a bow, or you can add a button to make it look like it's buttoned. Again, you can even do a pom-pom. You can buy one of those fuzzy ones and just sew it on, or you can make one with your yarn. So the pattern doesn't really change. It really doesn't. Your stitch count doesn't change, and the total number of your rows doesn't change either. So when you were counting your rows for the total number of 9 of the 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, if you did your stitch marker in the first row that you did, then it'll be easy to count from that row down. Or you can either look up the last row where you have your 2 half double crochet and then count from there, or from the very top row to the very bottom you can count a total of 15 rows, and that's when you know that you need to stop. So here I am doing the 2nd row for my stripe, and then after this row I'm gonna go back to my original color, the white, and I will finish off with 2 more rows of the white, and then tie off and sew in the yarn that is left over. And if you're doing a color change, you'll have to also sew in the strands that will be sticking out here if you haven't crocheted them in, like I did here, so I don't have to sew them in here. Alright, so I have come to the end of this row, and again, instead of slip stitching with this color, I'm just going to put my hook into that first half double crochet, getting ready to slip stitch, but I will take the white, because I'm going back to the white, and I will slip stitch with the white. And then of course make sure to tighten the blue so that there's no gap, or whatever color you're doing your stripe with. And make sure to do 2 knots and cut off your secondary yarn. And now finish off your hat with 2 rows, 2 more rows, for a total of 15 from the very top. Alright, and just like before, just the end of your 2 rows, or your 15th row, slip stitch to join, chain 1, cut off your yarn, pull that yarn out with your hook and tighten, and sew in this strand with your tapestry needle, and make sure to sew in to the same color so it doesn't stick out or it's not as visible. You can also sew in this piece that we have left from the magic circle, but I don't like to do that. I like to just cut off most of it and leave a tiny piece so that it's easy to tell where the inside of the hat is, as well as if, just in case, which it does not happen often, this starts to separate, you can just tighten, but that is not likely to happen. So here we have our hat with a stripe. So this is a very easy and simple pattern for a beanie, and there's a lot that you can do with it because you can always embellish it in any way you want. This also works up really fast, no more than 40 minutes. It can be like a last minute gift, or it will be actually a nice and fairly inexpensive project to do, because with one skein you can do several of this size hats, and you could do some. There's an event that happens once or twice a year. You can contact your local hospital where you can make these hats, whether newborn or even preemie sizes, and donate them to your NICU. So with one skein you can do several of these, and for Caron Simply Soft it's no more than $4, so that's a pretty nice project, and it helps to practice your crocheting skills, as well as something like this where you have pretty much one stitch all the way from the beginning to end. You can practice your speed. So depending on how fast you can crochet, this project will take about 20 to 40 minutes, as well as if you're doing one color or you're adding in some stripes. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope this has got you interested in doing more crochet projects, and I look forward to seeing you soon, where I will show you how to make a scrubby using this rough scrubby yarn from Red Heart yarn. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more of my videos. Bye!